I'm specifically placing this emphasis onto the mid lane because I've seen Hazards do solo invades. Like it is the last game that I saw Hazard in that I was casting actually for. I keep forgetting the team that he was against. He did a solo invade from a jungler that started blue and went straight onto red at the right time and pretty much solo killed it and did things by himself. And this was without Rugged Human having to do anything. Rugged Human did not point out, Rugged Human did not do anything. They just gathered a little bit of information that yes, the jungler is starting blue, and the next second he's just there. He just went right out of lane. The enemy laner was actually very puzzled that it happened. So really, I mean, I'm expecting him to do some really insane plays, just as he did the last time I saw him. Standard starts coming in from both teams. The Malphite is opting to go for the Crystalline Flask, recognizing the Socialist Rumble in the top lane. And Rumble, as we all know, is a power spike based kind of top laner. Not only needs items, but he also needs the right levels in order to make ends meet. Right levels in order to go in and pick his fights. However, Malphite is always like you. Of course, there is a core attitude of staying back and pretty much waiting for farming and waiting until you get your tanky item so you can actually be a tanky menace. And this is what I'm talking about. Misfits going in for the invade with Kranko leading the charge. I don't think he's going in. Okay, good. It was pretty wise of Saber to start Relentless Pursuit so that he can dodge the Thresh Hook, and with that they immediately see 4 people. I think no, they see 5. I'm pretty sure Hazard spotted Ripcord in the mid lane, just gently there. Nothing too fancy, nothing particularly funny coming in from both teams. Just a simple invade that was actually already spotted by Saber. We'll go back. And that'll be it. That is the level 1s, I believe. Going into lane, and we do see Nightmare. Yes, he was casting in the last game, and that last game did have a rumble as well. And this is what he was talking about, the fact that no rumble is particularly going to overheat, and it looks like he's already picking a bit of a fight right onto Ripcord, and he's just letting him deal free damage. So that will be Ripcord chunked to half HP very early, and that is a huge advantage for Nightmare. And you can completely depend on Nightmare to make use of that and pretty much start snowballing right off the bat at that top lane. And level 2 Rumble is fairly good. Or okay, he actually forced the teleport as well, so that'll be good. Nightmare doing good to spot the teleport and immediately pinging and conveying to his information. Communication is one of Exodus' strong points, by the way. You always see their pings spot on, spotting everything. They're always noticing. They're always recognizing what's happening around them, and they're communicating it very well across their teams. So they're pretty much the ideal and optimal team that is just all round really good. Like they have a good sense of how to generally play the game and really get around to winning them as well. So pretty standard bot lane going in here. We do see the Tristana staying back and pretty much farming, and that will be the Lucian Jana getting level 2 before the Tristana Thresh, and another pause coming in from Saber this time on the side of Exodus. So yeah, right now we do see Arctic Demon trying to come in for a gank, and while Kranko and Cookie's Love Story have not been able to get level 2 before them, Arctic does look to be coming right behind them. He needs to find a way to proc Saber's Relentless Pursuit in some way, but can he is the issue, and the knockup does happen. The Flay does come back. Can they land the first blood onto Saber? No, not quite. And no, maybe they can. The hook does land. Wow. Very well done, really well done by Kranko to time that hook, exactly after he managed to flash, and pretty much after he fooled Saber into believing that he was safe and securing first blood for his team. And it's going to the best member, their AD carry, and pretty much their team's ace and the lifeline of that team, really, Cookie's Love Story. So he's slowly going in, and wow, some heavy punishment going on from Ripcord in that top lane right onto Nightmare. And it looks like the advantage that he created is not too much, because Ripcord did manage to teleport right back into lane. I didn't quite imagine that, okay, fine, probably him going down to half health would kind of amount much, but however his teleport is down. So we can pretty much see Nightmare being able to single-handedly turn around any engages in the bot lane, especially in the bot lane with his own teleport and try to make a play there before Ripcord's teleport comes right back up. So at least that's how it ordinarily goes anyway. And in the mid lane, we do see a not too big of a not any difference really in the mid lane farm wise. Both players are at 21, and Orianna just pretty much staying for that extra wave. And Rugged Human with the gank into top lane does land the bandage toss, forces the flash away from Ripcord, but it doesn't. He seems to be going back in. I'm really not quite sure. Arctic Demon looks to be out for blood right on to Nightmare. And though he actually proc his flash, that is actually really good. So that kind of worked both ways, really, both in favor of Misfits and Exodus, because both teams are able to blow the enemy top laner's flashes. So it's good in their own right. Now it just comes down to a question of which jungler will be the first to respond to these no flash top lanes and pretty much end up ganking and showing up. I'm fully expecting both Amumu and Jarvan to go right back up to the top lane and pretty much try and camp it, really. Not even just gank, just camp it, because on one end you have Malphite, whom if you do give him a kill or two, it'll pretty much get his tankiness earlier and he'll just not die to Rumble from then on. And on the other hand, you have a Rumble. Like, why wouldn't you want to gank a Rumble who has such a huge power spec and who pretty much scales so hard at levels and items that he will pretty much take the whole game from there on if you give him so much as 2 to 3 kills in lane, really. And in the bot lane, things still seeming pretty quiet despite that level 1 gank from Arctic Demon and the death from Sabert giving him first blood. So Lucian, it is a Lucian Janna, however, so they must have planned to play this passively anyway. But regardless, pretty good. Things seem to be dying down from Exodus. Like, yes, they did concede first blood, but they seem to be calm and pretty much keeping their cool up till now. And Arctic Demon is coming in that second time. He realizes that Saber's flash is down, and the relentless pursuit will get him to safety along with Janna's tornado. And Arctic Demon does spot the pink ward, and Rugged Human is right there. It does look like he will go for a big engage. Can they actually get a kill off of this? Arctic Demon does fall low, but he actually escapes away in time. They do try and chunk down Kranko. Will this end up in being a kill, though? I'm really not quite sure. The bandage toss still up, and he goes right in, gets Kranko, but not at the cost, but not for free, actually. Cookie's doing Kranko himself trying to do a really good job of igniting Rugged Human, but still can't pretty much end up too much. And oh my god, Hazard positioning himself in such a crucial way and pushes away. The ultimate does kind of save him, or does it? Can he make it? No, it cannot. Oh wow, never mind. Ripcord with his own teleport, which I completely did not notice. Really sorry, guys. But anyway, the ult will kill Hazard. So Hazard, while he did screw up his position really well, did seem like he was safe with the flash. However, nobody saw the Ripcord teleporting in, and that was all because of Arctic Demon's one trinket ward that he had placed on that Tri-Brush. So good plays coming in from Misfits, really. They're responding fairly well to everything, and Nightmare pretty much could not use his own teleport because I believe Nightmare used his own teleport to get to lane. I'm not quite sure. I believe he did, yes. And that fully pretty much enticed and gave incentive to Ripcord to pretty much use his teleport again. So wow, really well played by Misfits up to this point to respond to the aggression, to see that yes, okay, Rugged Human is there, but it's kind of okay because Arctic Demon managed to go back in, and Kranko did manage to turn around the second bandage toss coming in from Rugged Human. Yes, of course, it was natural that Rugged Human would go back in once his bandage toss was up back there. However, most of the time, as we've seen in that fight, he'll pretty much try and think twice before going right back in. He must and rather look to see the turnaround opportunity right in front of him. Regardless, that will be a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of Misfits over there in that bot lane, and that paired with First Blood will still result in a 700 gold increase going in favor of Misfits. top lane, pretty much calming down. Nothing, things have slowly died down after, because the only plays that they have been making are the teleports that they've done, going all around the map and stuff. So nothing much. Blue buff being taken by Hazard, and he will be looking to push lane and ultimately try and shove Sexpos out of lane right there, because I believe, yes, of course, yeah, because Misfits, Arctic Demon did take his own team's blue buff there. So let's get into items for really quickly, and we do see Nightmare in the top lane for Exodus, getting that haunting, guys, slowly going in. Like, the only thing next thing, oh my god, I did not completely see this. There is a teleport coming in from Nightmare right now after Ripcord's own teleport was down, and he silences himself, so he's not able to secure the kill onto Kranko. And that will be a straight up dragon at, oh my god, Ripcord is way too far. He has to stay up and he cannot do his team. What a play. What quick decisions by Exodus right there. There was no real way to indicate. There's no real indicator telling them that yes, if you teleport around, it'll be successful. They pretty much just teleported right out because Ripcord's own teleport was down, and they were confident that they could take on the 5v4 as well. And Misfits did good to see this and back off, but at the cost of Dragon. And that's it. That's straight up. It took all of 30 seconds for them to make that play, starting with Panda's teleport right in the bot lane, and then killing Cookie's love story and Kranko, and getting Kranko low, and immediately it was a 2v5. With Ripcord stuck at top lane, only managing to push tower and chunk its health for a little bit. This is another exploit that people do with Malphite, really. I mean, he can't push. He can probably wave clear, but he cannot push and pretty much deal solid damage to towers. Neither can Rumble for that matter, but that's compensated with great skirmish potential. While all Malphite is just a straight up frontline tank. While it may not matter in this scenario, that while its fault and general exploit may not matter in this scenario, in a coordinated team scenario, it's still an exploit that Exodus have pretty much managed to work out. And right now we see Nightmare back up in that top lane, laying down the pain. 0-0 and with a single assist and not much of a farm advantage, but still really doing well. And Jarvan going back up the lane, he did see Nightmare's flash. He did see Nightmare flashing in and was communicated fairly well, so he knows that Rumble does not have his flash anymore, so he will try to make ends meet and pretty much, make things up for Ripcord's absence of teleport in trying to land a kill and pretty much get that top tower. So, Rugged Human waiting patiently in that bot lane, or not quite, decides to give up, realizes that the lane is pretty much pushing in Misfits' favor and cannot particularly go forward. And wow, it's really hard to tell who's really winning the fights anymore, because level 9 Rumble does get a massively huge power spike, and Kranko with the dance. That is one thing that Threshers are very infamous for doing, and that will be an equalizer coming in right on to Ripcord, but really, Nightmare really having no direction, and oh my god, Rocket Human actually catches off Kranko, and that will be one dead Kranko. Extremely good follow-up from the AD carry and the mid lane here for Exodus, right onto one Rugged Human's one simple bandage toss, but he does flash over the wall, hoping to do another bandage toss. However, Arctic Demon way too far and pretty much home free when going in for that. So Sexpos in that mid lane, really not quite sure. Yes, he does have a farm advantage, but he hasn't been able to follow up. He hasn't been making his presence felt as much as Hazard does right now, because every single engage, every single teleport, every single gank that Rugged Human has gone for, when things pretty much stretch out, when the gank stretches out and it becomes one extended skirmish, you almost always see Hazard making his way to that skirmish, and really quickly, so that he can try and use his own effectiveness for the good of the team to try and come out on top. But we don't see Sexpos doing, pretty much following him up on it, at least a counter roam, at least a simple trying to do a roam of his own. No, not quite. Yeah, he went there. Okay, I have a 2-second delay, but yeah. Okay, I want 14-2, 14-3. Yeah, I'm perfect. Oh, okay, now I'm perfectly in. Right, so some really good all-round plays coming in by Exodus so far, using their teleports well, using their pretty much endless, and wow, a very, very good bait coming in from Ripcord. Will try to get it, but Arctic will die to that, and Panda lives, but not for long. Actually, the ground slam from Ripcord will kill him, and he goes full ham onto Rocket Human right now. If only he didn't use his ult immediately. If only that hadn't happened. And Sexpos tried to go into the top lane, but now his turret is being chunked for almost nothing, and it actually gets destroyed. I hadn't particularly panned up to that, but so I didn't notice. And Kranko doing a really, really good job. Like, it's again, that's something Threshers always do. They will fake, and they will fake and engage from Jarvan. I mean, they will fake lanterning in their jungler just to make sure they get some pressure off of their AD carry. And he has done it twice now, so really shows how he knows. He's really showing how well he knows his Thresh and how well he knows how to play the lane out. And right now he is caught between, or rather I would say Danny is kind of caught. Trying to what? Not quite. Nobody particularly goes for the sandwich. And Kranko comes out, tries to go for the hook, but I don't think Hazard even noticed him. He probably did see him in the minimap and then went, but I didn't see a ping, so probably didn't after all. I'm not quite sure what Kranko was thinking for that hook. In fact, if that hook hit, it was bad news for him, because if he was cute, be caught in a 1v1 from there on. There was really no direct sign of a follow-up from Arctic Demon or Sexpos for that matter. But regardless, nothing particularly comes of it, so why talk about the past? Anyway. Extended top lane has now become an extended skirmish right now. It is nothing more than that. Like, yes, you do see them trading blows each time, but it's hard to tell who comes out on top. And yes, the last fight was turned around very well by Nightmare, really, with that Rumble ultimate and making sure that Arctic Demon had nowhere to go. In fact, Arctic Demon had every single way to dodge that, but it did not go for it. And wow, that is a very heavy engage coming in right from Rocket Human and Hazard, really. But they cannot do anything, and Hazard missed his ultimate, not quite sure what to do, and the shockwave will pretty much pull him into the tower range. Does not quite kill him though, and neither coming out on top. No side particularly coming out on top in that trade besides Exodus on that 1 kill on Jarvan. But besides that, it did look like they were in for more kills, but nothing much else. And a double shot will not quite be enough, will not break the shield coming in from Thresh's own lantern. And they are shoving this wave pretty hard, and will look to have a safe recall. And they pretty much, this is them securing Dragon, realizing that yes, we have chased Misfits back, and you can remember, oh my god, that is a good max range hook stopping Sabret's teleports. That will pretty much slow them down a little bit. Whether it will be enough for them to contest the Dragon in response is yet to be told, but it doesn't even look like. Arctic Demon is not anywhere near the Dragon, and Nightmare and Ripcord pretty much just showing off their recalls, I guess, if they had skins. Why don't they have skins? Anyway, I can't be asking such questions on here while I'm casting. And bit of a vision war trying to happen. Well, not vision war, but some vision clearing coming in. Danny slowly being active, trying to establish vision. Establish the right amount of vision according to their plan, which is obviously to pretty much contest and pick smart fights and go for objectives. However, this next Dragon fight will definitely be an interesting one, because both top laners' teleports are up, so it will be a full-on 5v5. And while theoretically it will go in the favor of in the side of Misfits, Exodus, as I said, are pretty much outmatching them in their trades, and they're pretty much fighting as wisely as we thought. And another engage going in right from Kranko. He does go for the hook, but the Jana Tornado will intelligently stop Arctic's EQ. But this will be the end of Rocket Human, or will it? Yeah, no, not quite. He actually lives through it. The Jana Shield will save him, and Sabret on the side did manage to finish off Cookie's love story. And the ultimate from Ripcord will be enough to kill Rugged Human, but seriously, a single Orianna cannot stop 4 members of Exodus taking their jungler down, taking the dragon down, because yes, of course, you did get the kill onto Rugged Human, but that was, I believe, a very hasty move coming in from Ripcord, really. In fact, I feel like Ripcord did a mistake teleporting that early, because he should have waited. He should have teleported onto a ward that was much further away from that, and he could have actually gone for a wombo combo himself, trying to see how he could have made that work. But regardless, that didn't particularly go in favor, and what ultimately happened was Exodus getting a second dragon. And 3 members of Misfits in the process. 4 actually. Yeah, 4 members of Misfits in the process. So, right now, the Exodus are slowly pulling away with a fairly strong goal lead of 3.5k. Yep, it is 3.5k. I almost thought I couldn't math. Sorry, guys. Anyway. And slowly, ever so slowly and steadily, Nightmare in that top lane is getting even more fed, to the extent where he could really try and give Malphite hell. But equally, on the side of Malphite, he does have the MR and with the Rod of Ages purchase, he is slowly, ever so slowly able to stand up to the Rumble in his own way. So it'll kind of be a mix of both. However, this also means that it'll be extremely vulnerable to the Lucian, and that can wait, because Arctic Demon properly chaining CC, and there is nothing that Nightmare can do. Throws an ultimate in the completely wrong direction. Probably just a sign of saying he gives up. Probably. I mean, you never know. He did do a really good turnaround the first time around, so I can't really say for sure. Regardless, that will be a tower in the top lane on the side of Misfits, or will it? Rugged Human is here, and he has the capacity to turn it around with the right amount of AP. However, he doesn't have any AP. He actually, in fact, bought the Juggernaut enchantment for the jungle, and does not quite appear. Okay, he does pretty much concede the tower, knowing that he cannot particularly contest for it. And that will be Misfits taking down a top tower after executing a very successful gank in that top lane. So they are kind of still fighting. They are kind of still seeing what they can do despite losing 2 dragons. And Exodus, no team is particularly making dire mistakes. It's just them dying to standard ganks. And there was really nothing Nightmare could do in that gank as well. He did, Arctic Demon did good to use his flash up and pretty much run successful gank, but oh my god, the unattended top lane now completely in response, as if to mimic what Misfits did back there. The mid laner and the jungler for Exodus pretty much reciprocating what they did in response. So kind of a good decision there. I mean, ordinarily you'd want to pretty much protect that tower, recognize the fact that yes, probably even they'll be at your throats once you recall. But that didn't happen, and the end result is down top outer towers for both teams. Pretty much very hotly contested vision was coming here. Every single brush, both teams are trying to pretty much try and see how far they can do, and the Tashu barely misses. I'm pretty sure they'd have gone in, because everything was up. Jarvan did have his Cataclysm, Orion did have his ultimate. That was pretty much the perfect opportunity to go in. However, the hook did miss, and that pretty much guarantees Exodus' safety for a while. And another hook coming in. Cranko does not decide to go in, actually sees multiple people coming in this time. So he makes the smart choice not to go in. However, Sexpus, I'm not quite sure why he isn't with the rest of the team right now. He is asking him, he is taking a roundabout route right now. So Misfits have to play a waiting game. They have to wait for their Orianna to get here, for their comp to work, and pretty much force the fight. However, I feel like Sexpus should have been a lot faster than he actually is right now. And wow, I feel like contesting for the water and then with their demise. And that'll be Kanko going in low. Ripcord is going with the Malphite ultimate, and that'll be a good double ultimate much further up. And he does really good to stop the backline from going in, and that'll be one straight kill. That'll be one kill right onto Arctic Demon. And well, Rugged Human did die in the process. Look how low the enemy team is. 4 members are low. This is pretty much every single incentive for people to go in, and wow. That is a good Q. That is, if I do say so myself, that is a good piercing light to pretty much kill Cookie's love story there. And Exodus pretty much fighting the good fight, like fighting the smart fight, really. Recognizing that yes, their wombo combo is strong, but they're doing such a good job spacing their CC, spacing their timing, spacing their points of entry. It's like when the Ripcord was there, they made sure the Oriana wasn't anywhere near them, and they made sure, like, Nightmare's ultimate over there showed the knowledge that they have playing against Wombo Combo Comps, because he pretty much managed to keep both Oriana and the Tristana away from the rest of them. Well, and they made sure that was Ripcord helpless going in 1v4, that they could not follow up as well. And Arctic Demon was already kited and thrown so far back, and Kranko was low to begin with, so he was negligible going into that fight even. So Exodus are pretty much fighting and using their comp to the fullest extent perfectly. And I must say, Flux Hazard on that Azir, like, the only flaw he has ever done so far in this game was one failed out where he put it the other way instead of straight up. But oh well. 4 or 5 people coming in. Oh my god, that will be such a good Zhonya's from Hazard, and a good, even better flash coming in right from there. But Danny willing to up. Yes, a well-timed Q will save him as well. This is some good turnaround fights coming in right from this thing. And Sexpus not quite able to do much. Alt Sexpus, no, not quite. He's not able to make anything happen. And a weak ult comes in much later after Rumble is right on his face, and it only hits Hazard, which doesn't even matter right now. And wow. Multiple fails coming in from Misfits right there. Nobody was able to make anything happen. Yes, the Malphite did ult. Yes, Jarvan did try to Cataclysm, but it held up to no avail. Nothing could, like, they couldn't make ends meet with their wombo combo. And Exodus are pretty much fighting to their strengths. They're completely playing to their strengths right now. They're just making their champ work. You saw Danny's knowledge. Like, yes, he realized that, yes, he was in the middle of 5 people. But that one well-timed Q, pretty much sealing the deal. The way he just blocked Arctic Demon's EQ, it was definitely planned. It wasn't out of luck at all. He knew full and well that he could pretty much escape this and pretty much turn it around. And it almost looked like Exodus planned for that engage. Knowing that the desperation, the greed coming in from Wombo Combo Comps is actually uncanny, and that is pretty much what Misfits are showing right now. They're just dying to go in and make that huge Wombo Combo, that dreamy particular combo happen. And Exodus are pretty much preying on that one instinct, or that one pretty much approach to Misfits, and this will be one dead Yordle there in that machine. And Azir in the top lane will not get caught, but Kranko pretty much hardly contesting vision, and because of that, the mid tower is going down for Team Exodus. So, a good catch, and oh my god, an even better catch onto Hazard. So 2 good catches coming in from the second obviously going from Kranko, and the third one obviously from Ripcord. And wow, this is the dreamy comp that everybody loves to watch. That is the Wombo combo. Sure, yes, there was no Oriana ultimate, but did it even matter? Look at how easily they hard engage. Look at how very easily they could just go right in and just expect to come out on top. Because that's just how the comp has worked. This is what they needed back in that earlier fight. And Nightman trying to fend them off with the equalizer, clearing the minion wave, and pretty much making sure that they will not last any longer. But Cookie's trying to get a few more shots in, but realizing that they are up in a very short while. So yes, the home guards will slowly roll in, I believe. Or not, no. Wow, I feel completely fooled. Nobody bought home guard on the side of Exodus because he did back off after all. But regardless, That will be two good catches, pretty much escalating into good two towers. Three towers. Sorry, three towers for Misfits into that mid lane. They just ran mid lane down completely, and that will pretty much give them a fair bit of breathing room because now Exodus do not have towers to run to, so they do get caught out of vision. And Karanko has been playing the vision game really well. And he has been surprisingly active on the thresh as well. Like his catches, his attempts to just go in and fight and pretty much recognize how combo-ish the comp is. He has actually been setting up the fights. And in fact, he has been single-handedly initiating even more than Ripcord or even more than Arctic Demon. He is the one who's constantly seeking out opportunities, constantly willing to put himself in the front line. And really, this is some self-education going in. And there should be a Baron, a very, very sneaky Baron coming in from Misfits because they completely saw that Exodus had no vision. However, they are clumped up. They are looking to go in. Karanko is out there trying to make ends meet, and he'll go right in. But no, the comp actually fails. The Oriana ultimate completely fails. However, it probably doesn't matter because Sabert is almost dead. And in the mid lane, Hazard, while he did ult, yes, it is not amounting to much. And ridiculous, crazy damage coming in from Flux Hazard onto Arctic Demon there with all those soldiers just poking away. And wow, this is such a quick turnaround. I really can't believe that Misfits completely could not make ends meet there. And wow, that'll be a Ripcord going for 1 week engage and amounting to nothing. Only the Oriana surviving through all that. Not even Thresh. Only the Oriana surviving with the Baron. But again, you only need one person to push a lane, I guess, so it probably doesn't matter. However, four people, the remaining four, the ones who do not have Baron anymore, they're pretty much on the same level as Exodus right now. So yes, well, they did do a sneaky Baron attempt. I feel like they should have now thinking back in hindsight, you could probably say that yes, they should have recalled. However, in the heat of the moment, in Karanko trying to distract and trying to get them off, it pretty much instigated a slow fight over there. And after those two initial kills right onto, I believe it was Saber? No, sorry, not Saber. I believe it was Janna. Yes. After those two kills onto Janna, I feel like they should have backed off completely by the time Rocket Human came. However, they still decided to fight and decided to roll on with it anyway, believing that the Baron would take them through, but they didn't. I believe they didn't have the resources to, or the health to take them out really. Because in close quarters, in clumped up positions, Rugged Human on the Amumu will shine, and that's what we saw. We saw Rugged Human shine, and we saw Nightmare doing even better with that Rumble back there. And Hazard, or most of all Hazard. The amount of soldiers and the way he chunked Arctic Demon right in the middle, he was helplessly getting shredded by those soldiers and their attacks from Hazard right there. So the power of Azir is really being shown there. So Exodus as 5. We do see Sexpos on that Oriana going bot lane to try and push it out. The dragon is live and it does not know. No team is particularly going for it yet. And Rugged Human, this is it. This is just Exodus fully taking initiative and going right in. And wow, the Wombo combo in all its glory and splendor. That is both the Oriana ultimate and the Malphite ultimate going in, and who is even coming out on top anymore? It does look like, oh my god, it is Exodus because they fully stood back to help peel for Saber, while Cookies did not get anything. They were too absorbed in going all in, while it's just a classic case of peeling versus not peeling for the AD carry there, gentlemen. Saber, who was right there, had 3 people protecting him simultaneously at the same time. He had Hazard coming back and trying to ult anybody close to him. You had the Janna who had to peel for him anyway, and you had the Rumble right next to you for doing a little bit of extended damage. So their comp, wow. Saber really punishing Misfits there for not, because they did not land the comp. He wasn't caught up with the Wombo combo that particularly ensued right there. Because yes, Hazard probably took the brunt of it, as did Rugged Human, but After that, like after the only loss of health we saw for Saber was, I believe, from Ripcord, only from Ripcord, not even Arctic Demon there. So yeah, well, that's Exodus completely deciding to stay back and peel for Saber because he is 9-3-14. He is fed, and they believe they can see him through most of the team fights at least. And wow, that is a fair amount of harass coming in from Hazard. That is about two soldiers, about three auto attacks from each. That's six auto attacks from soldiers, chunking Cranko to like that less of a HP, which is actually very, 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 very hard. Like it is actually big because also that is auto attack damage, not even Q damage, mind you. And we do see pings going on to Ripcord there, pretty much just spotting them and telling them that yes, he is there, and they're. And Misfits currently pretty split apart, and it does look like Exodus will be. Oh my god, that is huge! If they manage to get the catch on to Ripcord here, yes, and they do. And wow, why was there even an if there? They just played that so well. There was no need of an if they have caught Malphite there. And wow, I am actually expecting not quite. The Vantage toss right onto the Curse of the Sad Mummy will completely decimate Tristana and the Oriana there as well as the Thresh. And this looks to be a GG for Misfits. They're already calling out the GGs, and the Exodus can very well finish this because Rugged Human is in every way tanky enough to counter. He still decides to opt out. He still decides to let the minions take care of it all. However, you see Arctic Demon making the final stand, trying to make a last-ditch effort to try to go in, but no, that will be a complete and utter straight-up finish coming in from Exodus. 35 minutes of very, very well played, by Exodus in the team fight, really. And well coordinated and communicated of everything, really, coming in from Exodus against Team Misfits. So that will be the result. Exodus winning against Team Misfits. And I'm Zedais, and with that, signing off. We have matches tomorrow starting